London is without doubt the theatre capital of the world. Each year, millions of people visit London Theatre. It is one of the world's greatest attractions. This season in London Theatre is brilliant, and you've come to the right place to hear all about it. We'll take you backstage to see what Lindsay Lohan, Bond girl Gemma Arterton, and episodes Tamsin Gregg are doing on stage in London. We'll give you a look and a listen to the new hit musical by David Byrne and Fatboy Slim, and take you behind the scenes of some of the most extraordinary shows ever made. Here's West End star Louise Dearman to get us started.
As you can see, no visit to London will be complete without a trip to the theatre, and we want to ensure you get the very best out of your visit. Throughout the show, I'll be giving you some tips on how to get the very best available tickets to shows, so stay tuned because it's all here at ONSTAGE.
Presenting the Scottsboro Boys. This award-winning hit musical is based on an extraordinary true story. The last musical by the composing duo of Cabaret in Chicago, John Kander and Fred Ebb, and directed by 5-time Tony Award winner Susan Stroman. This is a showstopper.
The Scottsboro Boys was one of the most famous trials, or series of trials in America, and it had been forgotten mostly. And when I sat down with Kander and Ebb and David Thompson, we really wanted to tell a story that was based on something true and, in effect, bring the Scottsboro Boys back to life.
Dripping on a balmy southern day. Don't you miss the taste of julep sipping as you while that day away?
John Kander and Fred Ebb said if we don't make it entertaining, they won't listen. But part of the story is very difficult and hard for an audience to watch sometimes. But it's done through entertainment and through humor, not unlike they did with Cabaret. And, that was a very serious subject, and they were able to tell these stories through their music and still make it entertaining for an audience. But Scottsboro Boys starts a conversation that people talk about, I know, around their kitchen table for 2 or 3 days afterwards. It really takes you back to your own family, to what you know about race, to the conversation of race, to how you feel about it. So I know that when the people leave that theater, they go out and they talk about it, and they talk about it a lot. The Scottsboro Boys was such a hit at the Young Vic, and it looked so beautiful in that theater. I loved that the audience embraced it. So now to have the opportunity of the Scottsboro Boys going to the West End is thrilling. It's wonderful to have a show that can combine so many of the art forms. And it's telling an important story, and a story that is true. So I think the Scottsboro Boys combines the sort of best of what we love about the theater.
Everyone's a minstrel tonight.
We agree completely. The Scottsboro Boys is playing at the Garrick Theatre, and this is one not to miss. One of the most celebrated shows on stage today, Billy Elliot the Musical has won the hearts of millions around the world since it first opened in London. Winner of 5 Olivier and 10 Tony Awards, this funny and inspiring show features a score by music legend Elton John. We talked to Broadway and West End star, Olivier Award winner Ruthie Henshaw about the show and her role as Billy's feisty dance teacher.
I play the part of Mrs. Wilkinson, who really sees the talent in Billy and encourages him to, to continue with this ballet.
And 6.
And smile, smile, smile.
He is a pain in her behind, but she is absolutely prepared to make this little boy's life different. She sees the talent in him and she sees the passion for it. When Billy comes along, I think it's just, it's as exciting for her as it is for Billy. It's such a powerful piece because this miners' strike did happen and it crushed communities. In the middle of all of this is this little boy who has lost his mother and is absolutely lost. He is saved by dance class. Suddenly his whole life changes. It just has so much spirit and so much hope.
And one, and two.
I am mad about these children. They are dedicated, talented. The commitment with which they perform the show blows you away. The talent is unbelievable.
We're proud to be working class. Solidarity forever. Solidarity, solidarity, solidarity forever.
I haven't been in a show for a while that has had this kind of effect on people. They are screaming with laughter. When something is all about family and a family struggle, the heart of it is huge. I think there's somebody in the piece which each person in the audience can identify with. It's a musical for everybody.
Welcome back. Our first insider tip concerns getting tickets to the most popular shows in town. Did you know that most shows have a small number of house seats that are put aside for use by the creative team connected to the show? If these tickets aren't used, they go back on sale the day of the show. So it's always worth going to the theatre box office and asking for returns. You never know, you may get lucky and end up with the best seats in the house for a sold-out show.
As always, there are some very exciting shows at London's renowned National Theatre. This season, the National hosts a new musical created at New York's Public Theatre with music by David Byrne and Fatboy Slim. And as it tells the story of the infamous Imelda Marcos, the shoe-obsessed First Lady of the Philippines, we'd have to agree that it's revolutionary. The show follows Marcos from her childhood in poverty, through her heady days at the top, to the ultimate downfall of the regime, and takes a close look at the shattering consequences of the abuse of power. The theatre has been transformed into a club with 360-degree staging, and audience members are told to dress comfortably and come ready to dance. Get ready to rock with this one. Created at the National, the curious incident of the dog in the nighttime is now in the West End and on Broadway.
I'm going to find out who killed Wellington. Someone killed her dog with a fork.
The play's about Christopher, a 15-year-old boy who seems to have a form of autism. Christopher, who's never gone beyond the end of his road alone, sets out to solve the mystery of who killed the neighbour's dog.
Is this train going to London? 512, 729, 1,300.
The audience is taken into Christopher's world, and it's a fascinating journey.
I like maths, and also I like outer space, and I like being on my own.
This amazing play, based on Mark Haddon's award-winning novel, won 7 Olivier Awards, including Best New Play. Great Britain is a new play by Richard Bean, the writer who's also penned Made in Dagenham. Lucy Punch plays Paige Britton, an ambitious young news editor working for the tabloid's editor, Robert Glenister.
What's at stake? The British way of life. So go out there and get those stories.
The show is, in their words, an anarchic and foul-mouthed satire about the press, the police, and the political establishment.
If you do not deliver, I will personally shove this pineapple up your arse.
A clue is the one thing I've not got.
By the way, you don't actually have to be in London to keep up with the best of London theatre. Just visit us online at onstageinlondon.com. However, when you are in London, so is Jersey Boys and Oh What a Night. Jersey Boys tells the fascinating story of Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons, a story that until the musical had been buried under sales of over 100 million records. This hit show's won 55 major awards worldwide, including the Olivier Award for Best New Musical. London's new Frankie Valli, Michael Watson and show veteran John Boyden are here to tell you about the show.
Luckily, for a few extensive auditions and a trip to meet Bob Gaudio, I got to take over the part. You had a trip to America as well, didn't you, John? It's one of those things with the Four Seasons that they like us to get a feel of what it was like in the old neighbourhood and also meet the creative team and the guys themselves and really get to learn about our characters from them.
It's their baby. You know, Frankie and Bob are our bosses. They're the top of our food chain. So it's essentially four guys and they all have their moment to tell their section of the story. I play Tommy DeVito, who starts the show. He's the older of the four guys. So the story starts off with Tommy finding these guys. They eventually find Bob Gaudio, a young Bob Gaudio. They've already got Frankie, this incredible voice, but he's very young, he needs nurturing. They get in trouble with money. Tommy's involved with the mafia. There's women that come in and out of their lives. There's just the whole rock and roll dream plays out in front of the audience's eyes. It's kind of pegged by 40 or 50 incredible hit songs.
Shame on you, your mama said. Shame on you, you cried in bed. Shame on you, you told a lie.
Big girls do cry. Walk like a man, fast as I can. Walk like a man from you.
A small proportion of the people who come to see Jersey Boys come for the music. The rest of them come because someone has said, you've got to go and see the show. And what they get is the heart and soul of these guys. And the play works without the music. The play as a story is gripping and riveting and exciting and heartbreaking and funny. And it just happens to be a play about a band. And that's why we have music in the show.
I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm the lonely night. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, oh, breathe.
The guys took their inspiration from the old doo-wop and the old rhythm and blues. Nobody had heard anything like it before. They didn't know if they were black guys, a girl was singing. They just didn't know how that sound was made, but they loved it. And then Sherry happens, and then boom, overnight.
Sherry, Sherry baby, baby. Sherry baby.
Sherry, can you come out tonight?
Come out tonight.
Those moments, those key moments where you feel the audience go, wow.
Yeah.
It just comes straight back on the stage, it picks us up another gear, and we send it back out again.
And it is a sea of people up on their feet dancing.
They're so full of joy to be in the theatre sharing this moment with us.
I'm taking a massive amount of pride to be a part of such a great show. I'm just so grateful and thankful and loving it,
In addition to weeknight performances, Jersey Boys also has 3 matinees a week on Tuesday, Saturday and Sunday at the Piccadilly Theatre.
Once you arrive at the theatre, we suggest ordering your interval drinks before the show so you can relax and avoid the rush. Also, why not complete your day by having a pre- or post-theatre meal? There are numerous restaurants in the heart of Theatreland, including Theatreland favourites, J. Shiki's and the Ivy, to family restaurants such as Maxwell's and the Rainforest Cafe, to reliable chains like Pizza Express, Giraffe and Chez Gerard.
We'll take you backstage to see what Lindsay Lohan, Bond girl Gemma Arterton and episodes Tamsin Gregg are doing on stage in London. But first, here's something to roar about. Disney's spectacular award-winning musical The Lion King is now in its 13th year at the magnificent Lyceum Theatre in Covent Garden. We were lucky enough to meet 2 of its stars, George Asprey and Sean Escoffery, who play Mufasa and Scar in this unforgettable production.
I play King Mufasa. He's a king, he's a father. It's just about him nurturing and teaching his son life lessons and just how to kind of go about life and embracing the circle of life and being a king after he's gone.
I play evil Uncle Scar, Mufasa's younger and much better looking brother. I'm the sort of antagonist of the piece, basically the usurper to the throne. The difference between The Lion King the film and The Lion King the theatre, I think we have a natural advantage because it's a theatrical experience, which is much more all-encompassing than the film could ever be. The film, you have a two-dimensional image on the screen that you can get involved into a certain amount. But when the cast and the characters are all around you, when the animals are coming through the auditorium and you're that close to them, it's an experience like no other. It's like an amalgamation of international arts. You've got movement from the Javanese movement, the sort of Bali costume, Japanese shadow puppetry, everything and mask work that is combined into the one production, which creates a theatrical event.
The thing that gets me most of all about this show is the South African harmonies.
Yeah.
And how it's just kind of transcended from literally taking it from South Africa and plotted it straight in the middle of Covent Garden. And it is just absolutely wonderful. And as soon as the show starts, you hear them harmonies just rising up. You're literally transported straight back to the Pride Lands in South Africa. It's amazing.
People describe The Lion King to you, and they use so many superlatives, and they can say what they want, but the only way you can see The Lion King is by experiencing it for yourself. And once you have experienced it, you will never forget it.
Here's an on-stage tip. Though The Lion King is still one of the hottest tickets in Theatreland, be sure to check at the Lyceum Theatre for availability during your visit. And remember, The Lion King offers a Sunday matinee performance every week at 2:30 p.m. Bad girl Lindsay Lohan makes her stage debut this fall as Karen in Speed the Plow by Pulitzer Prize winner David Mamet. The role was originated by that material girl Madonna. Not such a surprise, since one of Karen's lines is, "I know what it is to be bad." Here's a sneak peek at Lohan in rehearsal with co-stars Richard Schiff of The West Wing, stage regular Nigel Lindsay and director Lindsay Posner. Like Mamet's movie Wag the Dog, this is a satire on the American movie business. And the divine Kristen Scott Thomas, who's no stranger to the stage, returns in Tony and Olivier Award winner Frank McGuinness's thrilling adaptation of Elektra, a classic tale of power and revenge. We've no doubt she'll be, well, electrifying in this role. Both of these star-studded shows are limited runs. In a minute, we'll visit the fabulous Tamzin Greig as she prepares for her musical debut in Pedro Almodovar's Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown. But first, when you're in London, be sure not to miss the original production of War Horse. This incredible show inspired the hit movie by Steven Spielberg and won 5 of Broadway's Tony Awards, including Best New Play. Actors perform alongside magnificent life-size puppets created by the internationally renowned Handspring Puppet Company to bring Michael Morpurgo's celebrated novel to life.
Come on, you knucklehead, I know you want that. All right. Suit yourself.
The story takes place at the outbreak of World War I, when young Albert's beloved horse Joey is drafted by the cavalry. As the war escalates, Albert embarks on a treacherous mission to find his horse and bring him home.
He's quite a horse, Albert. Oh, you've done a superb job on him. But for now, his place is with the army. You're helping us bring this war to a swift end by letting us have him.
How long will he be gone?
A few months at most.
Stand by your horses!
War Horse is a uniquely powerful drama accompanied by beautiful music and songs. There's nothing like seeing these breathing, charging horses on stage.
Easy, Joey. Easy now. Don't get excited. We'll get through this all right, don't you worry.
We're taking up positions, sir. They've seen us.
We keep advancing, knee to knee.
Don't miss the chance to see Warhorse live at the New London Theatre.
My God! Machine guns! Attacking right!
Here's an on-stage tip. Special ticket prices are available for under 18s and senior citizens. We've got 2 photo shoots today, so let's get started. It's the 60s, and the Ford Motor Company in Dagenham is about to get shown who's really in the driver's seat. Based on the hit film and inspired by a true story, this new musical comedy is Made in Dagenham. Starring Quantum of Solace Bond girl Gemma Arterton, directed by the multi-award-winning Rupert Gould, and with a book by Richard Bean, author of the hit comedy One Man, Two Guvnors. Well, it's easy to see why everyone's been looking forward to this one.
We're in Dalston in East London in an old car garage, which is quite appropriate because we're working in Ford Motors and the musical. We've got me and Adrian De Gregorian, who plays my husband Eddie, and then we've got a few supporting artists who are sort of our factory girls.
The material is just absolutely stunning. It's got a real point to the story, but it's told with such humour, great heart and great characters. Gemma's wonderful to work opposite. She's got the most incredible voice and is a stunning actress.
We're at the photo shoot for the musical comedy Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown. Olivier Award winner Tamzin Greig will take a break from the transatlantic sitcom episodes with Matt LeBlanc to star in the musical comedy Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown, based on the Oscar-nominated film by international film director extraordinaire Pedro Almodovar. Almodovar's known for his sexy, funny female characters who are also a tiny bit crazy. In other words, we love them.
London Theatre is accessible to everyone. Give the theatre a call to ask about any concerns you may have. You will find that most shows have captioned performances and signed performances with a BSL interpreter. For those patrons who with visual impairments, they also offer audio described performances and touch tours to ensure you get the best possible experience. Full details can be found at the Access London Theatre website.
Next, we'll take a look at some more new musicals. But first, after a sold-out run and literally rave reviews, Mike Bartlett's controversial new play King Charles III transfers to the West End. Tim Pigott-Smith reprises his role as the title character in the play, which imagines a future in which Prince Charles has taken the throne. This is a very tough ticket to get, but if you like cutting-edge theatre, you'll want to try. And if you're looking for laughs, then be sure to check out these plays. Stage and screen actor Jane Horrocks stars in a revival of the hilarious play East is East. Author Ayub Khan Din co-stars in his semi-autobiographical story about the Khan family. Mum's a British Roman Catholic, Dad's a Pakistani Muslim trying to maintain traditional values, and the kids, well, they call Daddy Khan Genghis. I think that sums up what they think. The Olivier Award-winning comedy Nevilles Island by Tim Firth stars leading comedic performers Adrian Edmondson, Miles Jupp, Neil Morrissey and Robert Webb as 4 out-of-shape businessmen whose team-building exercise goes very wrong. This is the 20th anniversary of this uproarious show. Remember, even if you're not in London, you can see it all on our website. Here's a look at even more new musicals. Get ready to rock all day and all night with the Kinks in the new musical Sunny Afternoon. With music and lyrics by the band's co-founder, Ray Davies. The show is the story of the band's celestial highs and devastating lows. They had 14 top 10 international hits, including You Really Got Me, Lola, 8 Man and Sunny Afternoon. The genius that is Catherine Tate, best known for her hugely successful BBC comedy show, returns to the stage in Stephen Sondheim's Tony Award-winning musical Assassins at the Menier Chocolate Factory.
Well, hello there. And welcome to Urinetown. Not the place, of course. The musical.
The Tony Award-winning Broadway musical Urinetown is in London with a cast headed by Olivier Award winner Jenna Russell. Urinetown is a satirical musical comedy. It has everything: greed, corruption, love, and a revolution led by a dashing hero.
Punishment is all you'll ever know.
Now, how's that for a season of incredible theatre?
So you see, there is every reason to enjoy London theatre and no reason not to. London is the theatre capital of the world. Make sure you don't miss it.
We hope you've enjoyed ONSTAGE. Thank you for watching. If you're planning to come back to the capital to enjoy a weekend away, you can combine the luxury of a Hilton hotel with tickets to the most popular shows in town. It's so easy. Just book online at hilton.co.uk/theatre breaks. Choose one of the 16 superb Hiltons in London, choose your show, and you're all set for a memorable weekend. Hilton Theatre Breaks, the ultimate London theatre experience.